I'm a Piston, bro.
The Detroit Pistons have made some of their off-season moves official. Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, Gabriel Procida, and Marvin Bagley have all signed on the dotted line. On top of that, we now know the full Summer League roster ahead of tonight's game. Spoiler alert, both Duren and Ivey will be active. Lots to cover today, so strap in. Last year, the Detroit Tigers invited Cade, Livers, Kopravisha, and Garza to Comerica Park. There, Cade threw the first pitch. Flash forward, and the Tigers did the same thing with Ivey and Duren. Both got some gear and threw pitches before the game. Shouts out to the Tigers for always welcoming young talent to Detroit. The Pistons' first move in free agency was the most obvious. They brought back Marvin Bagley on a 3-year deal. No surprise here, as Bagley was a beast once he joined the squad. Cade and Kill finally got that lob threat they were looking for, plus MB3 made a big difference on the boards. With the addition of Noel and Duren, it's unclear if Bagley will start or not. Noel could be traded later and Duren will eventually be the starting center, none of which are shooters, but that's the good thing about Bagley, you can stick him with different lineups. From Shams, the Detroit Pistons signed Kevin Knox to a 2-year deal. Knox is a very streaky shooter and outside of that doesn't do much else. I've heard the Pistons are still active in the trade market, so Knox could be a sign and trade. But if not, this will be the toughest passion project we've seen. Josh Jackson and Dennis Smith Jr. had good defense and were freakish athletes. Even Trey Lyles was a good 3-point shooter. Knox doesn't do anything that stands out, so if the coaching staff turns him into a productive player, that would be incredible. With Jamarco Pickett not being retained, that left a 2-way player spot available. The Pistons filled that spot with sharpshooter Buddy Boeheim. He averaged 19 points per game with Syracuse. With being on a 2-way deal, look for Boeheim to step up if injuries happen. Outside of that, he will be developing his skills with the Motor City Cruise. With the game on tonight, let's get familiar with who we will see. Cade, Bay, Stu, Kill, Saban, Kopravisha, Key, Ivey, Boeheim, and Livers highlight the roster. Big surprise is that the trio of Cade, Stu, and Bay are on the team. Yesterday, MC's cousin Ashton DeTrainer posted no summer league for Cade, so it looks like that trio being on the roster is just to build chemistry, which is a great move. Cade and Ivey can start building early on, as well as the front court getting acclimated. So much talent on one team, the practices must be insane. Speaking of practice, that leads us to our final topic for today. From Omar Sankofa and James Edwards, we got some footage. Kill and Zay were working on 3-point shooting, while Ivey was working with John Beilein on shooting mechanics. Of course, this caused people to flip out because they still think Beilein messed up Cade's shot. But if you watch my videos and watch how the season played out, you know Beilein helped Cade, Stu, and Kill get better at shooting. So I'm expecting him to make Ivey a better shooter as well. Outside of that, it was all smiles from the squad. And that wraps up this video. Bagley is locked in for the future, which is a great sight. Speaking of the future, it will be on full display during these next 2 weeks, as Summer League kicks off tonight on ESPN. Surprisingly, the game will start at midnight. Of course, they didn't take into consideration most people in Michigan would be asleep at that point. So shouts out to everyone who will tough it out and watch the squad tonight. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to see more Pistons content. That's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.